Shaka-lacka boom, shaka-lacka boom. How are we all? It is Saturday morning. We are in control of our day. We have taken it by the bull by the horns. We're Maureen Beery. Welcome to the family membership page.
Well, you'll be seeing how to make this tomorrow. I love my cake. Look at this. Mark, do you want a bit with your coffee? No, it will set you on the wrong road.
Set me on the wrong road to peril.
Yeah.
I was saying in the No Name Sunday show, when I'm driving along country lanes, do you get this, guys? And then you sometimes see a really sort of sweet sign saying Oak Tree Cafe ahead. And it's written in really simple sort of pastel colours, green, with a little oak tree. And it promises like a wooden table. And when you get to the wooden table, there's an oak tree over the wooden table. And then someone comes out with a gingham sort of apron on. And they say, would you like a coffee? And you say, yeah, have you got any sort of pastries? And they go, we have a beautiful carrot cake made by a fabulous local baker.
And then you go,
this week.
I'll have some of that, please.
I'm a fabulous local baker.
And then they place it on a plate. And then you just face plant it, gobble it up through your nostrils, and it comes out your ears.
Mark, where are the sodding...
Don't ask me where this
Why don't you put the sweeteners over there?
What, next to the kettle? How
Next to the
outrageous.
biscuits.
How outrageous that I put it next. You really having a go at me for sweeteners?
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Good morning.
Excuse my French, we do swear. For anyone who's sensitive to swearing, probably best if
Don't
you stop
follow us.
watching. Yeah. If anyone likes swearing or
Follow
finds it
us.
fun, follow us and hit the thumbs up because we're going to swear a little bit this morning. We like swearing.
last night when we went to bed,
It was exciting, wasn't it? I had a good time. I was on my own, but I had a
this
good
is
time.
what we do now since the pandemic.
What?
We listen to Dr. John Campbell, and we haven't
I
for a
felt little
while.
left out, actually.
We haven't for a while, and then one of our lovely followers, was it Faith, yesterday said, have you seen Dr. John Campbell's film
Underwear.
on Good News
Yeah.
this week? Now, I have been, as I say, following him for months, and I've never ever seen a film of his entitled Good... Oh, no! Oh, bums!
She just spilled
Just
coffee
poured
down her...
effing coffee all down
Good
her
life.
dungarees.
which are made by Me Winchmore Hill.
Jesus Christ, that's so annoying.
Me Winchmore Hill
Will
sent
it
me a very
stay?
sweet message yesterday saying good luck for the photo shoot.
Oh,
Yeah, I felt looked after. I felt cradled.
But listen, guys.
Go on, you were saying something about John Campbell's underwear. What was it?
Yeah, no, I was saying I haven't ever seen. Now, what John Campbell is, he's an amazing guy actually. And what
Highly
he does
qualified
is,
nurse, wasn't he?
yeah, he's
Yeah.
like he's a teacher of it. And he's very smart and he's very humble and he doesn't want any fanfare and he doesn't show off and he's just a guy that just collates all the information from various laboratories and studies around the world. So
He
it's,
must be constantly beavering away in that
oh my
room,
God,
mustn't
the
he?
amount of work he must put in, you
He
know,
deserves
Mark.
an OBE for his
Well, that's what a
constant
lot
coverage.
of people are saying. That's what a lot of people
Rational, calm, informed, non-hysterical, though sometimes bleak when it was bleak.
Oh.
He was reporting the facts.
But he reports it without emotion, and he and what we are always asking for. What's the other side of the story behind the only stuff that we're hearing? No conspiracy theories. He's not a conspiracy theorist. He shows you the actual information that's collated from respected laboratories from around the world.
Yeah.
And if he ever gets anything wrong, the next day he goes, "Oh, actually, da da da."
No
But then-
ego.
No ego. So we're telling you all of this because we want you to understand that actually this was quite exciting for us yesterday, wasn't it?
Yeah, except it made me very cross afterwards.
Why? Oh, because we were. Well,
the,
you
new-
pick
the
up.
news that John Campbell gave us some antibody news, which was quite phenomenal. As I listened
Quite
to it,
phenomenal. It's good news.
essentially it felt like what he was essentially saying, kind of just distilling it down, was that the recent studies and recent reports are really proving that the body's reaction and immunology, response to this virus is actually quite robust and
Yeah.
quite strong, and that immunity is being proven across countless cases in different realms of the planet.
And he
Is that
said,
correct?
and he actually, this is a man who never steps out and gets the least bit excited about anything. He's he's like, I listen to him when I go to bed because he just soothes me, even when he's telling me terrible news. And he said,
Yeah, I don't get a look in, guys.
This is very, very good news. He said, because it means that there is a chance of herd immunity.
Yeah.
Which is...
He was very excited.
Which is really exciting. But The only thing I was thinking about this, and I don't know, we have to look this up. What does that mean for countries that haven't let it just move around their community?
It probably means everywhere's going to, this is why this is the thing, that's why I've put the R rate increases in the title. One of the problems here is that you can either look at the national average and go, R rate increases, lockdowns, run for the hills.
You've got really
run
good
for the hills.
immunity in London. That was the thing he said. I just got excited.
And yet, sorry, I completely lost my train of thought.
Sorry, I was so wrong. That was me being terrible. Sorry.
So these R rates, I've literally completely lost my thought.
I know.
So John Campbell's antibody news. The thing that really got me annoyed about it, though, was the fact that he was talking about the fact that certain reports and certain leading scientists, what have you, were very excited about this, and it was all very potentially good news. I do think it means that we need to get an increase in herd immunity, and I've remembered what I was going to say. The R rate increasing in all these places usually is a sign that the disease hasn't hit there as hard as, say, it did initially in London. Do you remember everyone was going, London's the worst, like Italy was the worst in Europe? Everywhere has to go through a crisis point to then subside.
Yeah, because generally...
Because locally, everywhere needs its own little herd immunity.
Showing us all these figures. So, like, in the UK, we're at 6.9%. But in London, we're at 17.9, which he said is very, very, is high.
Yeah.
Isn't it? So, however much immunity you've got, he was explaining that some people will say 40%, some people will say 50%, 60, 70%. But if you get to 70% immunity in a country, you're kind of like, you're going to kill out the virus. But anyway, just go and Google Dr. John Campbell and just make up your own minds. If you're looking for some other news as well.
But the bit that makes me cross about it, and this might help people like Christina King, I'm seeing a few people here are really struggling, not feeling great today. None of the mainstream news gathering services report this stuff. There is no motivation in any single newspaper or online news gathering service to tell good news. And I think it's an absolute shocking dereliction of journalistic duty in this country.
Lucy Hearney, why are the WHO playing down the possibility of herd immunity? Do you know what? When we first started with this pandemic, I just was going to the WHO for everything. Now I'm not so sure. They were saying right at the beginning, don't wear masks. Do you remember how they told us not to wear masks, the WHO? I mean, they were pumping that out all the time.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe they have a fear of that in that people can just, I don't know.
No, CD, you're absolutely right. We understand why the media is doing this, but I think
you need balance.
I think Ofcom or whoever is monitoring the news needs to be doing something about this, because there is no balance feeding into the news reporting on this. There's no balance whatsoever. And what we're doing is, I think we are actually continually, every day, traumatising the population constantly. I saw your friend, Carol McGiffin.
Yeah.
I haven't necessarily agreed with Carol McGiffin on anything, read Brexit and all that kind of stuff. But the one thing she did say is, you're messing with people's mental health. Badly, by just constantly promoting. And apparently Piers Morgan's gone out today saying it's going to get worse again. And there he is wandering around pubs drinking after France.
How does he know that? How does he know that? I think we have to calm down. We have to calm down. Do you know that? Well, we were talking about this on one of the lives the other day. Now, 1 in 5 women now have been diagnosed with depression since the beginning of lockdown. We have countries like Sweden that didn't lock down right from the beginning, and it's looking scarily like Sweden may have been right, isn't it? And actually, other nations...
even on that, I keep reading every day. There's a report saying Sweden's got it wrong, then it's Sweden's got it right, then it's Sweden's got it wrong, then Sweden's got it
What
right.
I really like about Dr. John Campbell, and if you're struggling, is what he does is he gets all the different bits of information. He news gathers from laboratories, from research centres, and that's what I would like to see a bit more on the news. Just give me lots of different things that I can have a think about and make a decision. Don't just keep going, like that Sophie Rayworth article about Sophie Rayworth interview the other day. Don't just keep wanting the drama when our death rates are plummeting. 99% of people that have got COVID have survived it.
Yeah, I think we need to exert pressure on Ofcom. I think it's an absolute travesty, the news coverage. Absolute
scaring everybody all the time.
As Steph says, there's a difference between opinions and facts. We need to remember opinions hold no weight. Facts are facts. Well, the difficulty with this is there are so many changing facts. And like,
Yeah.
there's a very famous book written, God knows when, years ago, but whenever we did history or economics in history, the history of economics, there's a book called Statistics and then more damn
More
statistics.
statistics.
And it's the idea that you can use any set of numbers to kind of prove any point that you want. I mean, you know, there's no dispassionate, I've got no trust in any news gathering organisation. It used to be the BBC, and even when I go to the BBC app, the tendency is towards how awful it's going to be, how wrong it's going to be, and all that kind of stuff. So,
Yes, Piers Morgan just came back from Spain. Not a word whilst there, but now he's starting scaremongering. Funny now, after 6 weeks.
it's weird, isn't it?
Wendy, I just think we need to now start hearing not from journalists, not from TV presenters. We need to be hearing this. We need to be hearing from the researchers, from these laboratories where Dr. John Campbell is collating this information from. Because
Alison Bennett, really good point. It's difficult to cope when hearing one thing one day and the
Yeah,
absolute opposite the next. It
exactly.
messes with my head. No wonder people are depressed.
Exactly.
And our friends in Chiswick said to us the other day on social media, they said, all the symptoms of anxiety, listed them all out, and they are all being aggravated and generated by the news coverage around this. We are being...
Don't forget, all the way through the pandemic, they've said that in the UK are the most terrified people in the globe about this because of the way that it's being reported.
Yeah. So it is a case of when you read the news, I think the only advice I can give you from a sort of mental health perspective is, one of the first things, to be honest, that the WHO did suggest right at the beginning for dealing with stress was to limit your news flow, limit the amount of news that you're reading, because it literally flips and flops from one extreme to the next every day.
I'm not watching
There is an argument to just not take any news, but then you do need to be kind of informed. I could only recommend, the only thing I could recommend is that when I've done my survey of all the news gathering platforms...
To do this every day.
What?
Well, when you're gathering to do this is why we look at the news, aren't we?
Yeah, but
To
I'm
do
trying
coffee
to...
moaning.
Well, yeah, but I'm trying to recommend to people who maybe don't want to be plugged into all the news... Because we have to go big. I'm across all the news in order to kind of distill it all the time. But for me, the only one place I do go to where I sort of sense that there's a degree of rationale, and that's because they are a completely public service broadcaster, is the BBC still. But even their sort of features articles are always about potential Armageddon, potential,
Well, except
the
that
hard news.
article yesterday was about BBC News, when Tupin was sitting there, kept saying the death rates are down, the infection
I know,
rate,
the news
and she
gatherers,
kept saying,
yeah.
but it is that we are in the middle.
But I'm just trying to give someone, if there's one place that perhaps is the lead, but even that's flawed. I mean, what we try and do here is try and take the heat out of some of it. So I think John Campbell had great news last night. A lot of people are talking, like the front of the Telegraph today is all about a second lockdown warning as the R rate rises.
Thank you, Hazel. Hazel says we're the only one she comes to the news
Oh,
for.
bless you. And, yet the R rate is rising in parts. But the problem with the R rate for the country is that where you have localised spikes, it pulls the average up for the whole country.
Actually, weeks ago they were saying the R rate is a very flawed statistic. Faith just said there, she studied economics. Is that what you said? Or statistics? And she said, you're absolutely right, Mark. You just can make statistics look whatever way you want to make them look. And we do all tend to go, statistics, right, okay, this is statistics. But
Caitlin Fergus, the problem is the news is everywhere now. It's like a viral problem. The news is a viral problem, and it's partly exacerbated by social media and everything else. The problem is the news is everywhere now, and there seems to be no one controlling or managing the news and its truth. Yeah, so this idea of fake news, there has been more fake news
since Trump's named it.
But not fake from a perspective of just completely ludicrous, but just manipulative and, by omission. It's like what they don't include in articles is the stuff that doesn't suit the narrative that they want to, promote. And it's really wearing. It's really, really wearing.
But it's really interesting because when you're on telly as well, you have to be so careful. You can't say anything off the line that, it is all disastrous. There's no bloody light at the end of the tunnel. Piers Morgan doesn't know that we haven't even started yet. He doesn't know that because the scientists don't even know that. Nobody knows that yet. So nobody should be saying that, I don't think. I think the best line is prepare for the worst, and hope for the best, which is one of the lines that I do like, that our missing Prime Minister that we haven't seen for 2
Well,
years
it's funny you
now
should mention that.
at
I've
all.
got him in a title. Where's Boris Johnson? There were photographs of
He's
him
in a
standing.
teepee in
He's in a
Scotland.
tent. He obviously thought that was the cover he needed in order to avoid being found. And he's now really aggravated and cross that he's been found and now has come out of his tent and is probably coming back to London. Jodie, I hope you're feeling a bit better. I know you were feeling a bit down last night, Jodie. Best news I've
your
seen
birthday
is
tomorrow,
that...
isn't it,
Oh,
Jodie?
yes, that's right. Best news I've seen is that the Daily Mail has turned on the Tories. Now, that is good news, but my worry is, the reason it's not good news, is that that's only because the Daily Mail want the Tories to be further lurching to the right, unfortunately. Believe me, the Daily Mail has one agenda. I only watch you guys for the news, Julie Everts, because it's all too much to comprehend. Yeah, I can see that. And, as the broadcasting history that we've had, your duty of responsibility when you're making documentaries or programmes is to interrogate. Now, all these news gathering services will be claiming that they're interrogating all sides of the news, of course. But it's about tone and it's about hysteria. It's about the graphics. It's about the, coronavirus, Armageddon. It's just the way in which it's packaged. And they are packaging. I always remember Anchorman. There's that funny moment in Anchorman where they say to each other, rolling news, why don't we just put slap graphics all over it saying everything? And they go, let's not give people what they need to hear. Let's give people what they want to hear. And it's just got like that. It's just like, let's package it up and just chuck it at people, and stress you out, stress everyone out. So I'm pleased we found Boris Johnson.
Check out Dr. John Campbell. Quite a few people there saying they watch him every day. I really would recommend just watch his video of Good News the other day. Yeah. And what I really like about him is he'll say, because he goes deep into the science of stuff, but what he'll do is he'll say, I'll give you the top line, and in case you don't want to watch the whole film, doesn't he? There's nobody on YouTube that says that.
Yeah. Boris is entitled to a holiday, take that. He's damned if he does, damned if he doesn't. He's a prick, but he's the only prick that's leading us at the moment. Yeah, well, I mean,
Sorry, my right strip isn't.
Your right strip isn't. I agree, everyone deserves a holiday of sorts, but you know what? A lot of people aren't going on holiday this year at all.
He does deserve a holiday, absolutely. But even when we go on holiday, we still do a check-in with our community. And we still do coffee moanings, don't we? We still do. And I think every so often in the middle of war, which is what his narrative, that we are, you make a little... I mean, his ministers have been going through hell back here. I mean, Gavin Williamson has taken all the heat at the moment. I think if he'd been my boss, I would have expected him to come out and said something about the GCSE thing.
Yeah.
Because he is the leader of the country and he has enormous privilege because of that and an enormous wage packet.
Yeah,
and it's a duty. So he does deserve a holiday, but he could check in, I think.
Yeah. Bareback Barbarians, a Tory is a Conservative member. That's what they are. If you're wondering, it was just asking what's a Tory.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So Rachel Louise, as the PM, his job is to be there for his country. He sacrifices other stuff when he took the job. Yeah, you do kind of forego certain comforts, I think, especially in a pandemic crisis.
We're not saying don't have a holiday at all, but
be
you
available.
check in, you be available. You stand up for Gavin Williamson, who has been absolutely thrown to the wolves. I mean, it's a debacle, a total debacle, but it ain't just Gavin Williamson's fault.
No,
it's
absolutely.
a policy that Boris would have been all over.
Yeah. Lynn Aoki, my cousin's husband just came out of hospital after 131 days fighting COVID. He nearly died. People need to follow all the precautions. Horrible, horrible virus. Well, that's good news, isn't it, that he's back?
It's good news that he's back.
Yeah.
And the thing is, for some people, this is horrific. And there is no doubt about that. And everybody, I think, this country particularly, have been incredible. You know, our economy is devastated. People are in dire straits financially, mentally, emotionally. We need to start thinking about how much longer this is going to go on when the death rate is so low now.
Yeah, someone's just said, if this government is an advert for Eton, Eton should be closed down.
Well, there's always been that thing said about Boris, hasn't there, that he was a bit of a shit stick passer.
Oh.
And I think it's extraordinary that he hasn't come out in defence.
If you want to get the true measure of Boris Johnson...
Sorry.
No, I was going to say, just backing you up. If you want to get the true measure of Boris Johnson, there's a clip somewhere, do you remember we saw it, where he's being interviewed by someone, he's in a shared interview, way before he was Prime Minister. Someone was saying something, and he started doing this rugby boy sort of... He starts intimidating him in a really sort of in a really prep boy way. And I thought, it's really weird. That
What,
image,
in an interview?
there's an interview where 3 people are being interviewed and they're all jostling to be chatted with by the interviewer. Try and find it, someone, and send me the link. And then he becomes this really he starts this prep school kind of...
That's what he does when he's
No,
talking to us.
that's normal, but it was really violent. It was really aggressive, and it was really...
In your opinion?
No, it was really aggressive, and you could see that it was 6-year-old. You saw him as a 6-year-old. It's the kind of thing we'd do stupidly, and it would be funny, but it was meant. And at that point, I've never been able to lose that image of it ever.
Carrie Platt says, as leader, you must show your face at difficult times.
Well,
Absolutely.
Fortunately, he's done that today, but outside his tent. Have you seen it?
God.
Yeah, I mean, he looks like... He looks totally... To be fair, he's had a terrible night in the tent. He looks exhausted.
We've got a new baby in the tent.
A new
Sounds
baby
like a
in
good
a tent.
idea. We all know in reality it very rarely
really
is.
isn't. Let me try and find the image. I mean, he looks absolutely shell-shocked. There you go.
That's him.
Absolutely shell-shocked. He's like, what the hell's going on?
He looks quite good, actually.
I know, but look, here's the thing. If there wasn't so many other things wrong, I can relate to our Prime Minister tenting in a tent. He doesn't care how he looks. He's not, there are parts of the Boris image that, to be brutally honest with you, I didn't mind him too much as London Mayor. Me and my mum used to have arguments, didn't she? She'd be like, you don't get him, he's a nasty, awful person. I was thinking, well, he's on the left side of the Conservative Party. But I don't know why, I've just lost respect because I don't think he's shown much emotional intelligence in recent weeks.
Well, I don't think he has that.
No.
He might be able to debate in Latin, but he doesn't understand, and he can apparently, but he doesn't understand human emotions. Tralala 4, my cousin's son had COVID positive. COVID 2 weeks ago, got it from a friend. Not one family member, all close friends got it.
Wow.
All their tests are negative.
Is it harder to spread or weaker?
Maybe it's weakened for a bit, because that can happen, can't it? And then it builds strength again.
Yeah.
This is what they're worried about. They don't know, but that's what they're worried about.
Take that. Thanks for reading my comment out. Yeah, no, it's really important to say, just because we have, obviously we're not conservative, but we're not anti-alternative opinions.
Oh,
so
God, no,
a number of people have come up saying, look, he deserves a break. He's got a new baby. He's been ill. You're absolutely right.
Just stick your head out the tent.
Always saying is stick your head out the tent.
Stick your head out of the tent for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, we've all got these phones now. You do a little story and you send it off.
Yeah.
Poor old Gavin. We were all in on the decision.
Yeah, Connie H. Boris can't be that well himself after the virus. You're never totally 100% after it. He's such an eccentric. He is an eccentric. I like his eccentric.
There's lots that we do like about him, and we used to champion him years ago, but I just think he's messed it up.
At least he didn't get caught squatting for a pee, Linnea says, which happened to someone else we know, didn't it?
Oh my God.
Alice Dawes, random question mark, do you dye your hair? No.
No, but I want to treat you to a really good hairdresser where you get your hair cut and you get it a bit coloured.
Can I just not have the Wayne conversation?
I think you should have it coloured.
I don't want a Wayne conversation. I'm going to go do my workout after this, and then we're going to walk the dogs. What are you all up to today, guys? Hit the thumbs up. We've got a fabulous Sunday show coming this weekend. We've got a members live happening later today. Keep looking on the community
Julie
page
Cranston,
to know when.
Shout out. Good morning, Michelle 70. Your thing went up too fast, so I couldn't read it.
But
Mark
yeah.
had a plant delivered in the post. The box was huge, but the plant was
Oh, it's
tiny.
terrible. Don't get me going on packaging. What about this Putin critic who's been poisoned? You know, they've
Oh my God,
flown
they're
him
flying
out to
into
Germany.
Yeah.
Do you think that's because... I'm almost surprised that they are.
Kanye's come back to LA. He's come back to
Has
the
he?
family house. Yeah.
Oh, right.
Did
What
you
does that
see
mean?
that he's used for his banner for his what do you call
Oh,
it?
look, Denise Van Outen... Sorry to interrupt. Denise, this is just broken. Denise Van Outen tests positive for COVID despite never having symptoms.
I know, COVID antibodies.
Oh, right.
So she's had it in the past.
Yeah, but she never felt any symptoms.
Wow.
Just another reminder there. Sorry, I just saw that pop up.
Wow.
Yeah. Go on, you were saying about Kanye.
Wow. We've got to do Maddie's for COVID. Can we do it today? Yeah, he's in his PR poster. He's used a picture of Kirsten Dunst.
Who is Kirsten?
Vision for
Dunst?
2020. Oh, she's the actress. You know her really well.
Good.
Kirsten Dunst, yeah. And she's just absolutely bewildered.
Wow.
She said, "What is this? And why am I involved in it?" Like a massive photo of her.
So why has he
Look
got
it up. Well, I think the thing is that he's still really unwell. And
What's
I
his
think
connection with her?
I can't. Well, this is what she's saying. She's got no idea. And the thing is, he's messing about.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Why is she part of Kanye's?
Why am I part of it? Baffled Kirsten Dunst
Yeah.
calls out Kanye West for including photo of her in his bizarre 2020 vision.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh.
imagine that. So he's wanting to run for president, which is still going ahead. Look, you'll see the banner go up. And look,
Oh,
and
what the hell? Well, alongside Anna Wintour.
and I think that other woman is a politician, I think, in America. But I just think it's, again, I feel for him. I feel
Very
for
confusing.
Kim, because why would you do, I mean, he's said that in the last few weeks he's had a bipolar episode. And the thing is, a stop has got to be put to him, you know, possibly splitting the vote in America by putting himself forward as a candidate.
That is odd.
It is odd. And imagine if Kirsten Dunst, I don't know what her political leanings are, but imagine if she is completely on the side of, you know, wanting to vote for Biden, and there is this fear that he will split the vote by what he's doing, Kanye.
Yeah.
And there she is on his vision. This is an incredible story here.
What's this
I
story?
was
The
reading that this
YouTubers who
morning.
rehomed their son. What is it?
So, oh my God, I read the whole article this morning. They basically... Fascinating article, you have to read it.
Oh my God.
Just read it, guys. It's a
YouTubers
fascinating
Mika and
article.
James Storford adopted a toddler from China, shared every step of the process with their online audience except the last.
And they gave him away.
No.
Yeah, read the article.
Oh my God, all right, I will. I'll
It's
read that later.
Huckley. It's
Huckley.
But it's quite an interesting article on how a lot of YouTubers can just get terribly caught up in this just needing something to clickbait.
Right.
You know, and it's like, what can be the next thing? I mean, that's
Yeah.
what the article is suggesting.
Oh my
I'm sure these
God.
people came from it from a good place.
But not when you're
But
playing
then
with
they
human
couldn't
life.
cope. 3 years later, they couldn't cope because he had
Oh.
autism, this boy, and they sent him back. But it's the most damning of articles, it really is. But yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
Yeah.
Okay, well, there we go, guys. That's your coffee moaning for Saturday.
Yeah.
I'm going to go and read After
Have a read of that
Huxley.
article. It's
Yeah, I
very
will.
interesting. It's very interesting.
I can't get my head around the Kanye thing. Shout out to Paigey.
Well, the Kanye thing is that is not a well person
Yeah.
to put someone in your poster for election that you don't even know and has had no.
No, it's not well at all.
No.
But he's demonstrated many more unwell
Yeah.
things. Rachel Louise, I'm getting ready for an all-day drinking session. Wish me luck.
You don't have to do it if you don't want, Rachel.
Yeah, Rachel, be careful at the end of it, right? Don't
and
find
make
yourself
sure
in a
you
mess.
eat something and don't mix your drinks.
Jodie, you want to see my T-shirt?
All day,
See my
if you're
T-shirt?
all day drinking, drink water in between. And you know what? You don't have to drink all day. If you're wanting to hang out with the people that do want to drink all day, after about 3 or 4 drinks, nobody will know who's drinking. Don't hurt yourself.
Yeah. But if you do drink and you do get a terrible hangover, the morning after dish in tomorrow's No Name Sunday show is an absolute
Just
corker.
cooked it. I took it round to my mum.
Absolute
Dad
corker.
was like, oh my God, this is great. I was really wondering what I was going to have for lunch today. I was really wondering.
Oh, look, Carla Martin loves your culottes. I love that word, culottes. Culottes. It's a great word.
Me, Winchmore Hill in, lots of people are commenting on this T-shirt, which I absolutely love, from Sea, Soul and Snow on Instagram, both from Instagram.
I'm going to go over there and sweat like a trooper with Joe Wicks because I'm nearly at the final
Jackie
workout
Boyino.
of my 9-month programme. I am.
So guys, if you want to join us in the members area, just hit the join box underneath. It's $1.99 a month. Everyone always says it's the best $1.99 a month they spend. Also, please do check out Mark's on the main channel review of the film that I saw yesterday with him and the kids. Baby Teeth is such a brilliant film. I was talking about it on the live last night, but in case you didn't join us for that,
Follow
it
us.
really is fantastic.
Follow us. Hit the thumbs up if you come to this late because we just like that. Follow Nadia Sawalha. I think she's going to be posting some more fun on Instagram Reels.
I'm going to be doing a new Kim Kardashian.
Yeah. We might find out who Pete's dad is. You never know.
In Mark's
on
soap
my
opera.
Mark_Adderley
much better, Lynn, thank
Instagram.
you.
And for all your movie news, Popcorn Junkies, cinema's opening. Tenet, the big Christopher Nolan film, is out this Wednesday. It's a big day for cinema this week. It's a huge day globally for cinema because all cinemas and the entire exhibition circuit of the movie industry is looking to this movie Tenet to change the fortunes of cinemas. So it's a bit like that. And the reviews coming through are a little bit mixed. So yeah, that'll be coming up. We'll be giving you news about that. And we are also this week at some point going to be launching a new strand on the main channel called Culture Vultures. And it's going to be a sort of digest and distillation of all the great things you can do across the country, potentially in America too, depending on who's watching.
Ellery Jones is missing mental marking.
You know what? I texted him the other day. I said, where the hell are you? He did text me back saying, I'm missing you all too. He's coming. He's coming. He's trying to get his head round reels. That's his problem.
Love ya.
Lots of love, guys.
Bye.
Bye.